Better Together podcast.
Welcome to the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce. We're recording today from the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, sponsored by Rescued Wood Rehab. The Better Together podcast highlights local businesses each week as the Fuquay Arena Chamber of Commerce continues to promote an amazing business community. I am Marty Woodward from Rescued Wood Rehab, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, the one, the only, Brad Marshall from Greater Culture CrossFit here in Fuquay Arena. Brad, how the heck are you?
Doing pretty good, I will say. Got through tax season, a fun time of year for business owners and individuals, which is why we're excited for our guests for today.
Well, yeah, because those guests take care of all of those things that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, hopefully their lives are a little less stressful now, although it sounds like maybe not so much.
I've heard rumor that they've added some stress to their life. So, let's
get a chance to talk to Brittany and Suzanne Yeager from Your Smart Office. Thanks so much for being on the podcast today. I'm excited to get to know a little bit more about both of you and the business that you run. I know our listeners are as well. So tell us a little bit about Your Smart Office.
Just step right up to the mic and just let us hear you.
Go for it.
Really? So far, this is going great.
Yeah.
I see that. We've been in business for almost 10 years now. We handle bookkeeping for mostly small business, anything you need to get ready for your CPA, to get ready for tax season.
Wow, 10 years. That's amazing. And so
Yeah.
What got you interested in getting into bookkeeping and taxes and all the fun stuff that small business owners get to deal with?
The biggest thing is I've been doing this since the late 90s. Back when it wasn't even computerized, we did the manual bookkeeping system, the McBee system, and I wanted some flexibility. My first client was Modern Metalworks. I helped run their office, and they gave me office space and said, "Come on, we need you." And that's kind of where it all started. So, gives me flexibility. I can travel. I can do the things I want because you can do it from anywhere.
Yeah, I love
Take
that.
my computer and go.
And Brittany, what about you? What got you interested in getting into this world?
To be honest, I never expected to enjoy something like this. Did a lot of odd jobs. Somehow numbers drew to me. Came on, I think it was 4 years in March since I've officially joined. 3 years as part owner and had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I genuinely love it. It's been my favorite job that I've had, and I've had a lot of them.
I was going to say, especially for numbers being a pretty stressful thing for a lot of business owners out there, to enjoy them and love them and want to dive into them certainly helps. And so being open for 10 years, being a part of it for 4 years, I imagine there's some challenges along the way. So what are some of the challenges that you've seen or come across in your years of business?
I guess the biggest challenge is there's a lot of people that think they can just look at their bank balance and say, "Oh, I have money in the bank. I must be doing well." But that's not the case. They really need to look at reports and understand what their reports are telling them. And that's where we're trying to get more involved in, is educating business owners about looking at their financial reports and understanding the numbers.
Yeah, education's huge.
Mhm.
Any challenges you've seen, Brittany?
A lot goes in with that. Some clients they just go in there constantly swiping their card, whether it's for cost of goods sold, where their money is going. I feel like is such an instrumental part, because if you don't understand where it's going, how can you make informed decisions of whether or not to hire, whether or not to grow, buying that piece of expensive equipment, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It makes me think of a Schitt's Creek episode, if anybody's seen it, where he's talking about, who's paying for this? I don't know. It's a write-off, Dad. Well, who's paying for it? The government. So
Right.
that's how business owners can get sometimes, of just swiping and being like, somehow it'll work itself out.
Yeah, exactly.
And so along the way, I imagine, though, that there's some unique aspects of your job and the ways that you help business owners. So talk a little bit about the unique aspects, or just what some of the things are that you do help business owners do.
So I guess one of the things I really love about what we do is that we will tailor our business, making sure there's so many scams out there nowadays, trying to inform clients that not everything that comes through is needing to be paid and taken care of. Going to .gov is so much more important. So that's where I really feel like we try to stand out. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts?
Well, getting people started on the right foot out of the gate. We're very involved with the launch program here that the chamber does, and a lot of people think, "Well, I'll just start doing my own bookkeeping." We would rather get you started on the right track out of the gate. So we tailor our packages, like she was saying, that we can grow with you. That we're not just going to hit you with a big fee. We want to make sure that you're starting out on the right track, because it's a lot easier to get you started out on the right foot than it is to clean it up later.
Yeah, it sounds like all those hats that business owners wear, accounting isn't
Yeah.
always one that comes natural to them when starting a
Exactly.
business.
Yeah, so kind of run through, if you would, a list of the services that you offer through your smart.
Basically anything that you need to get ready for your taxes ready for your CPA. We work primarily in QuickBooks. We do your reconciliations. We categorize your transactions. We attach your receipts to those transactions if that's what you want. We do the bank reconciliations at the end of the month for your um, bank and credit card accounts. And then we also do an audit at the end of the month where we check different things to make sure that you don't have undeposited funds and all the little tricky things that QuickBooks can do. And then we send you your reports. And if you want to meet with us to review them, we can do that. We do payroll tax filing, a little bit of sales tax filing, and then basically just there to answer questions.
Yeah, so I mean, you've been doing this for quite some time, and I have to say that you've done a great job with my business and handling all the details stuff that I don't want to do, and it's fantastic. And I think the great thing is at the end of each month, when there's a question, I get those questions, and I'm able to
Mhm,
answer those relatively easy because
mhm.
you've made it simple. But is there something that you do that you certainly have competitors out there? In some form or fashion, whether that's a CPA or otherwise. Is there something that you guys do that makes you different?
I really feel like it kind of touches back on that we want to work with clients from the get-go, making sure that their LLC was set up properly from the start, and just being there to bounce questions off of. Being a business owner is so difficult, and there are so many ins and outs. And if we don't know the answer, we really pride ourselves on having a network of people that we can get you in contact with, to make sure that you're starting your business off on the right foot so you can really take it to that next level.
And so both of you have been actively involved in the community, whether through the Chamber of Commerce or otherwise. Can you share kind of some of the things that you do out there in the community that help support business and otherwise?
We are involved in the launch program. They just started. I think we'll have our third cohort now. We help on the planning team with launch, and then we also there's a few people that organize it, but we work with Launchpad. It's the professional development. Once you graduate from launch, it's like, wow, I have all this great knowledge. And now what do I do? What's the next step? So we meet monthly here at the chamber to kind of answer their questions. We have guest speakers that come in as well for that. And then we also host our best year ever, which is the third Wednesday of the month at Winging It. We have some great speakers that come in that have business topics. And it may even be a topic that you're very familiar with and you know, but you're not implementing it because you're in the weeds in all the other areas. So it's a great way to network, have a great meal, and get some business knowledge from a great speaker.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I love the way that you give back to the community to educate people, help get them on the right track. I imagine there's some lessons that you've learned along the way over 10 years and 4 years in the business that you love sharing or some of those insights. So what are some of the lessons that you have learned since owning your own business over the last couple of years?
It's not a bad, there's changing constantly. And so finding people that you trust enough to be able to ask those questions, don't just ask anybody random. Make sure they've got the credentials and the knowledge to back it up so that way you can ensure that you take that next step.
I love that. Yeah, I think asking for help and knowing the resources, what's available to you. And like you said, being involved with launch and helping people to find the right people to be able to answer their questions or point them in the right direction is so helpful, especially as a small business community here in Fuquay Varina. And so I imagine you've met a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs through the launch program or even just with all the different networking groups and chamber events. So what are some of the words of wisdom that you might share for aspiring entrepreneurs or somebody who might be wanting to start their own business from your perspective, which is the back end?
I feel genuinely biased.
Yes.
If you don't know your number, it doesn't matter. You could be dumping thousands into advertising, but if you don't fit, then that money could be better used somewhere else. So again, super biased with what we do,
Yes.
but it is such an important thing that I feel like is always put to the back burner. There's always emails to answer. There's always phone calls to answer. And then you just watch that receipt or that document management pile just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And
Mhm.
it's so important setting time aside to get through that in a quickly and time efficient manner.
Yeah. From your expertise, are there certain numbers that you could recommend or highlight when people say, hey, know your numbers? A lot of different acronyms, a lot of different numbers out there. Is there anything for you all that you're like, for business owners, if you know these couple details, it can really set you apart or put you on the right track?
I think just knowing where you're spending your money and where you're making your money
Yeah.
is the bottom line. If you've got services that you're offering that are not making money, then maybe you need to look at cutting those or changing them up. You have to know where your income is coming from and where your money is being spent.
Yeah, I love that.
Huge.
I love that. I've seen a few of those reels of some small business owners like, hey, when do I start making money as a small business owner? You got to know your numbers to be able to hit that spot. So I think that's fantastic. And then when you start to think about the future of your smart office, been in business for 10 years, looking ahead to the future, what are some of the things that either you're excited about or maybe upcoming projects that you're looking forward to?
Right now, I just want to get through the wedding without killing anybody.
Anybody is you?
Yeah.
26.
5/23/26. So that is the day of the official wallet closing, I think.
Yes.
Is that how you
Yes, it's the wallet closing ceremony.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, yeah.
You get on someone else's payroll, right?
Yeah, the wallet closing ceremony. I
Yeah.
thought that was awesome, and I understand there might actually be a true wallet closing ceremony.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I love that, there's the ability to have work and the small business, but there's also a personal life that goes into it. And the two are not, unique. They go together. So being able to work through tax season while planning a wedding, fun times.
Oh, yeah.
Probably there's a certain dynamic in working with family, right? I mean, that's always, can have a really good side, can also be a challenge sometimes. So I won't make you speak on that, but it's one of those things that I think it's acknowledging that you have to have good, clear
Yes.
communications in any relationship, but
Mm-hmm.
specifically when you're working together and your family, and there's separation to a certain degree, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
you coming together to a certain degree. Not something I have been very good at doing, but so I see so many effective family businesses that are doing a great job with it. So
I can tell you 10 years ago, if you'd have told us we were working together, I would have laughed at you. There's no way. But I can tell you we really complement each other. There's a case where I'm very detail oriented. She can step back and look at the 5,000-foot view and tear it apart, and then we can flip that too. So we do work really well together, and our skills complement each other's.
there's an
It's
evolution.
been exactly.
That's
It's been a perfect relationship.
That's
Most of
fantastic.
the
You guys are out and about in Fuquay Arena all the time. Do you have some local favorite spots that you like to go to?
definitely Rescue Wood Rehab.
Oh, well, thank you. That's
Yes.
nice. That's a good one.
We're out. We
Seems to say
got a lot. Fiesta time, Mexican,
Yes.
That's a
McWally's.
popular spot.
Very
Yes.
popular. Yeah.
Yes, we love McWally's. What about you?
I was gonna say you took I gotta go get all my stuff from you a little later today anyway
Yes,
for the
yeah.
wedding. So it was
Wedding
gonna
stuff.
be Rescue
Yeah.
Wood Rehab.
Yeah. Well, appreciate that. And you guys are connected in so many ways through with the Chamber of Commerce. Is there something you can say where this has been really good for our business, being connected with all the people in the chamber?
Absolutely. When I first joined the chamber, I was like her. I wouldn't get up and speak in front of anybody. I was very nervous. The chamber was very welcoming, and it really helped launch my business to the next step. I'd been through launch my city. Then I joined the chamber, and that's really what kicked my business to the next level. Because when you finish launch, it's like, what do I do now? How do I get my first client? And joining the chamber was instrumental in that.
Yeah. And so in in the time frame that you've been in business, is there a best piece of business advice you've ever received?
I would say it would be to work with individuals who you know, like, and trust. You're not just going to show up to a ribbon cutting and immediately make a sale. It's going to be putting your name out there, going to events, and showing that you are an expert in the industry that you're in. Because how can you be expected to have somebody trust you when you don't know anything about them, or vice versa?
Right. And to even take that a step further, to build that referral network so that if you need help in an area, you've got people that you trust that you can go to. So build a huge referral network, and then you can refer out. Like we have a huge referral list that we can send out to people, and I feel comfortable referring out. So
Absolutely.
build your referral network.
Is there one surprising fact about your smart office that people may not, that they would be surprised at?
I would say I really feel like it goes back to we never thought we would ever be here. I never thought I would enjoy numbers. You worked with your mom, who was an accountant
She
or
was
bookkeeper.
at the accounting department with the South Carolina Chamber of Commerce.
Go
So
figure.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
about
imagine that.
And then also worked with Grampy's business too. So she's got like the family dynamic dating back, not just through here, which I do feel like has been a helpful piece that she learned how to navigate some of those ins and outs before.
it's in the DNA. It's in the blood, apparently. Just passing it down generation to generation. Yeah. And so for folks who are interested to learn more about what you do or even get in touch with you, what are some of the best ways for folks to get in touch with you or find out about what you do?
So our office is based out to
Mhm.
help represent the 10 years a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Texting, really anything to whatever the clients prefer. We try to be open to all ends of communication.
Yeah, love it. And so last question. So for the small business owner out there who maybe has a mound of paperwork or is trying to figure out, hey, how do I go about unburying myself in this? What does the process look like for a small business to reach out to you and then maybe start that relationship and work together?
I guess it kind of depends if they already have a meeting, whether that's in person, Zoom, phone call, then we can give you the details of what we're seeing within your business and then figure out how to best tackle going about it, because every client is going to be different, not just industry, but size of what they need. How many bank accounts, credit cards do they have? And that's what I really like about our business is we can tailor it to as detailed where your profit and loss sheet is this big, or we can make it just bare bones, nitty gritty.
Yeah, I love that. And so for all the small businesses out there who are trying to figure out their numbers, get on top of things, make really good, smart, informed decisions, definitely recommend reaching out to your smart office. Great meeting you both and chatting and learning a little bit more about what you do and how you're continuing to help the Fuquay Varina community here. So thanks for being a guest on the podcast today.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
So, and thank you out there to our listeners. Join us each week on the Better Together podcast from the Fuquay Varina Chamber of Commerce as we highlight a great local business. From the Dashmore Conference Room and Studio, sponsored by Rescue Wood Rehab, I am Marty.
And I'm Brad.
And we are
Better Together.
We're better together. It's a weekly podcast. We're better together. You should know that there's more in the dash. We're better together. Fuquay Varina Chamber of Commerce. We're better together podcast.